Hello. Welcome into Gamesthetic, episode 107. I'm Alex Live with SparkE3. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. Back here on the show after a couple weeks off. Went on a wonderful vacation. Shout out to both the boys who held down the fort for me. You guys did incredible both weeks. I enjoyed the shows, both of them. Boys, how we doing? How we feeling? Zach, what about you? Let's start with you. How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling good. I mean, not a whole lot's happened in a week.
No. Kind of the same thing over the last 2 weeks, huh?
Yeah. It's been a week.
It's been a time. What about you, John? How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm just here today.
Yeah.
I just showed up.
I feel that. That's me. You know, first episode back, couple weeks, and I just showed up, man. Just showed up. We're just gonna win. We got some things to chat about. You know, Zach's playing a new game right now, Evercore Heroes. I finally got to dive in.
I have not actually played it.
I thought you played it.
No, I just know about it.
You told me you played it.
I don't think he told you.
I never said that.
I think you just interpreted it that way.
I was just.
It was via text, and I guess I read it very quickly. And
I'm just spreading the gospel of a new game.
All right. Well, we're gonna spread that gospel here today. Also, we got to play some Overwatch 2. Chat about that, and then of course everything going on with Bayonetta 3, because it's been a very loud conversation today, as well as Gotham Knights. Going to chat about that as well as some other things. So, like I said, it is good to be back here on the show. Really excited to kind of dive into it. It was good to be back on a terrible football show this past week. Had a wonderful vacation, back and ready to roll, especially with something super cool that we have coming up here very, very soon. Can't wait to reveal it. It'll be a couple of weeks before we get to reveal it. So, like next week, we'll do an episode where we will get to chat about Gotham Knights since it's coming out. So shout out to that. And then the week after that, October 29th, we will not do a live episode for Gamesthetic. We won't be doing anything that week. We're taking a break, getting ready for the big thing that we're going to reveal, and it's super cool, and I'm super ready for it. John, are you okay?
I'm having fun with you guys, just looking around and watching y'all try to figure out what I'm doing.
Okay.
I got him twice with it so far.
So go ahead and go to all cams. Shout out to in the fourth cam there. That Goku, my contractor made that for me. It's super sick. Can't wait to display that more in like a backdrop and stuff. That thing is super cool. He did it for free. Shout out to him. Awesome guy. But yeah, can't wait to show off what we got cooking. Super, super cool. But yeah, if you're here with us live right now, we appreciate you. You listen after the fact, we appreciate you as well. Make sure to check us out on our website and all that good stuff. Check out the sponsors down below like Rogue Energy, Red Dragon, and Wayward Beard Co, as well as Agent Inc. That stuff is coming very, very soon. All the Terrible Football Show stuff's done. All that's done. Starting on SparkE3 now, then hitting a GameSthetic something, and then something for AniMan Plus as well. So we're very close to launching the store, and I can't wait.
But what we really need is those Rogue Energy cans coming out next month.
That is true. That is true. Keep an eye out for those. You can use the referral link down below. Promo code SparkE3 to get 10% off those cans. I'm assuming. We'll see. I would safely assume our promo code will work for those. I know when like G Fuel launched their cans a couple of years ago, like for the first like initial launch, no promo codes worked on it. It was just like, hey, you just got to buy it the base price. But I don't think Rogue's going to do that. I think I think Rogue is smart enough to not do that. So
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if our promo code will in fact work on it or not. I guess I'll go ahead and turn down the music, and we can go ahead and kind of get into some stuff. Yeah, Zach, I guess I totally misread your message. When you sent me the thing about Evercore Heroes, I totally misread that as, yeah, I got some time in on Evercore Heroes. That's 100% what I read. And then when I looked it up and, I saw that people are playing it like a pre-alpha, I'm like, oh, he would get into something else. That's how I interpreted that whole thing, is that I saw other videos of people playing in the pre-alpha and stuff. I'm like, oh, of course Zach would get into this. So I just misinterpreted the whole thing. That's on me.
I was gonna say, meanwhile, I like how well I've trained you as far as messaging me goes.
Yes.
Because he texts me to let me know when you were going to be here.
Yep.
And then like 30 minutes later, because I didn't reply to him, he sends me a message on Discord. He's like, same message, he goes, in case you haven't looked at your phone.
Well, listen, I went off that logic. Number one, I didn't expect you to respond to begin with. It was just the simple fact that the message still said delivered. So I'm like, all right, so I don't know what I need to get this message across to him that, hey, this is when we're pairing up and we're getting things started.
Also paired with the fact that I think it was like at the beginning of the week, you sent me, or end of last week, you sent me a message and I replied to it like 3 days later.
That is also true. That is like, it was legit like 3 or 4 days later.
That's just when I get around to it.
Yeah.
That's when I remember it.
But at least you get around to it. I appreciate you for that. Yeah, as long as you get to it eventually, that's all that matters. But anyway, so where do we want to start today? Do we want to start with like this Bayonetta drama that's been popping off today? You know, we got a topic involving like performance mode in games. Do we want to talk? You know, spread the gospel of
I mean,
Evercore. Do some Overwatch 2.
we
How
can
we
talk
feeling?
Bayonetta 3 because this has been a shit show today.
This has been a shit show today. It just popped out today. It has been something. It has been a very spicy thing to follow all day today. You know, with everything popping off with it, you know, Kamiya of Platinum Games, his Twitter account's currently suspended. You know, in the whole shit storm that is this game and what's going on with it right now. But anyway, so it's been confirmed, obviously, for a little while now that going into Bayonetta 3, that we have a new voice actress for Bayonetta, Jennifer Hale, who has done a large amount of roles across video games and cartoons and anime and more. You know, like Femshep, for example, Mass Effect. Got to get the Mass Effect plug in the show, of course. You know, and she's done a wonderful job. She's held as one of the best voice actors out there. I mean, she's done so much across the industry in all various forms. So we've known that for a little while, right? But, you know, there was never really an answer for why, you know, Helena Taylor, the other voice actress who's done, you know, the first one, the second one, all the Smash stuff, and, you know, why she wasn't coming back. You know, Platinum apparently put out like a statement a while ago that, oh, you know, it's just, you know, schedules didn't match up and stuff, which, you know, with this whole response from her, I also went and looked at what all she's been doing. She has not done a role since like 2015. So that just further puts.
So she was fucking free.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. But anyway, so of course the game is a week out from launch. And she put out a three different sets of videos talking about the role and what happened. That when it came to her not being in Bayonetta 3, it was ultimately came down to pay, not availability. She even point out the whole, you know, Platinum statement, like, oh, just the, you know, timing couldn't work, our schedules didn't work, and she said, like, literally, like, that couldn't be further than the truth. I had all the time in the world, which based on her, you know, credit listing, that does seem to be the case.
Yes.
Especially since the game has been in development since 2017. Yeah, that does definitely seem to be the case that she had all the time in the world. But what it came down to was pay. You know, whenever she got her initial offer, you know, she didn't say what the initial offer was. Okay, she didn't say that. But then when she even responded with a letter to Kamiya himself, addressing this initial offer, that's when she got the other offer back of $4,000 to voice Bayonetta for the entire game. Every piece of dialogue for that game, $4,000 flat, take it or leave it, basically. You know, even though Kamiya's just like, oh yeah, we really want you back. You are the voice of Bayonetta and stuff like that. You know, it's like, we want you back on the project. Here's $4,000 though. That's all you're gonna get. Which this is like a known thing across any form of voice acting industry. Because I mean, there was all that news coming out with JJK Volume 0, for example, if you remember that, Zach, where like there were some English voice actors that were saying they were getting paid like $350.
Right, yeah, I did see a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
that.
this is a very known thing, you know, like across the voice acting industry, that voice actors are normally paid shit. But like when you are voicing as the lead of a franchise that I'm not going to say obviously is not like the biggest booming popularity franchise on the planet. It's not Mario or Zelda or whatever, but it's still a franchise that moves fucking copies.
I mean, yes,
yeah,
no,
it makes
easily.
money. Like she even pointed out $450 million that's been made on this franchise. Like it makes money.
Yes,
you know,
easily.
and if you break down the 4K that she's paid, so I saw someone else break it down where it was God, they broke it down how many copies of the game that was, and it's nothing. I don't remember the exact number, but it's like, you know, just 4,000 for what she's paid. Like it's almost like nothing copy wise compared to when you look at Bayonetta 1 and 2, and it's the sheer amount of copies that have sold and been moved and pushed out the door. So it's just like a horribly insulting offer. And now there's just like this big thing of like, should you boycott Bayonetta? Should you not? You know, I've seen both sides where I'm seeing a lot of people canceling pre-orders. I'm seeing some people's like, fuck it. You know, I'm still going to get this game, even though they still say, oh, you know, she is the voice of Bayonetta, but I'm still going to get this game, whatever. There's two sides to it. You know, there's always two sides to this thing. And when it comes to the boycotting thing, she's calling for people to boycott the game. You know, in her video threads, that she's saying she's wanting fans to boycott this game. And she's even saying the money that you were going to spend to buy this game, go donate to charity or something. Just don't buy the game. Just, you know, basically giving the full-blown middle finger to this. Like I said, I did see it where Kamiya did get banned today. I saw his initial tweet before he was banned, and then I followed up later, and I saw someone shared that he is suspended from Twitter now. If I had to guess, that Twitter rules or bots, whatever, probably viewed it under the terms of like threatening, because he put out, the tweet of where it's like basically saying how it was untrue. Of course, naturally, someone would say that.
Yeah.
But then he ended the tweet in all caps saying like, beware of my rules. Twitter probably viewed that as a threatening thing, so that's probably why his account got suspended. I don't know.
That's a weird thing to put at the end of a tweet anyways.
Exactly. Beware of my rules. It's just like, all right, that's kind of sus, but
I was
whatever.
about to say, is Twitter your BDSM dungeon or something?
Yeah, exactly. And then one thing that was also a very interesting take from her, I see both sides of it, but at the same time, I've never seen this happen before, ever, in any form of media, when one person is no longer in a role that is they're known for.
Yeah.
But like, Helena was sitting there in her final video, the third video, sitting there saying that Jennifer has no right to claim herself as Bayonetta and no right to sign merchandise as Bayonetta. That this is Helena, like she's saying like this is my role. Which, to be fair, yes, she built the role. Bayonetta would have been dead without Nintendo stepping in, and she helped create the role.
Yeah.
Here I get that, but I have never heard that take from anyone in any level. Anime, video games, movies, TV. Whenever someone's like recast or they have to leave I've always seen someone praise this next voice actor and stuff, but I've never seen someone say no, fuck that person. They can't claim that role. They can't sign merch as that. And she even pointed out like I don't know what role she's referring to. She said Golden Compass, but I don't know what she's talking about, because I looked at her her list to try to find the role, but she said the same. Apparently she was in a similar situation where she's like, even I when she said that about Jennifer, she's like, just like how I can't claim the right to voice this role even though I do. I'm like, I don't know, that's a weird take to me.
That is a very strange take for her to. I mean, that I feel like that's sort of a personal thing on her side.
I definitely feel like it's personal.
Especially if I don't know what her credit list is. Is this one of her pretty much her biggest role is doing Bayonetta?
Bayonetta is like her main role.
So I mean, it may be a thing of her just being like, this is her big, and like this, I am Bayonetta, and she's literally just saying fuck her, even though she's helping continue the Bayonetta.
Yeah,
with 3. I mean,
with a very established voice actor. Can help and continue Bayonetta as well. I don't know. That's such a weird take to me. Oh, you can't claim the right to be Bayonetta.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, I guess I can see.
I mean, I can see the mindset behind it, but it is just a very
never seen it happen.
It's baffling because the role wouldn't exist. It would have been dead in the water if it wasn't for not even necessarily her, but like Nintendo and that stepping in to keep Bayonetta alive and being like, let's keep her on, let's keep her doing it. It's like she is almost feels like she's the sole reason why Bayonetta exists.
Yep.
Which is a weird, like you said, that's a weird take.
Like Zach pointed out, I see the mindset, but I guess it's just so weird to us because we've never seen it happen before.
I mean, this whole thing, I sort of get her whole thing with it.
I get it.
She's tried pretty much Platinum, and then they tried to fuck her over.
Yeah,
simple as that.
100%. Bad look on Platinum right now.
And I mean, as you said, voice actors, depending on their prestige and credits and whatnot, their pay is all kinds of jacked up.
And here's what I want to point out with that, and this is what baffles the shit out of me. They weren't. Look, there's something else going on behind the scenes for why they didn't want to bring her back. You know what I mean? There's got to be, because let's look at it like this: if they offered 4K to her, bro, there's no way in hell Jennifer's being paid 4K.
No, there's no fucking way.
No chance. They had to dish out some money to get Jennifer Hale to voice Bayonetta.
If she took 4K, she's doing this as a fucking side project.
Yeah, she's doing it as a favor or for charity, man. Like, there's no chance. So that's like there's a bigger problem here right now, I feel like, that's not being fully addressed for why the money was as low as it was. And she's totally in the right to throw out this statement. She's totally in the right to bring light to this because it needs light brought to it, because we see this happen all the time. Like what I mentioned with JJK Volume 0, where actors are getting paid like $350, Like,
which is fucking atrocious.
Yeah, which is just like, that's a joke. That's a complete, especially when you look at the money that movie makes.
Yeah.
Right? That's a complete joke. You know, so this is overall a very bad look on Platinum right now, and I'm assuming Platinum is probably gonna be gathering up a statement, especially since Kamiya, you know, got put out his quick little like clap back and then got suspended. There's gonna be a statement coming out, but like this is a bad look on Platinum. But then it's also like, is Platinum just going to take the blame for it, or are they just going to naturally point finger? Well, you know, Nintendo gives us the budget. You know, like how's this? Even though they literally just did a press conference like a week ago saying how they're putting their trust in Nintendo for the future of their company and the gaming industry. I don't know if you guys saw that, but there was an interview where because the question was, oh, why don't you make games for Xbox and PlayStation anymore? Oh, we're putting all of our faith in Nintendo. You know, like that's who we're putting all of our cards in. But now with this new statement that they're probably going to put out, are they going to immediately be like, oh, well, you know, Nintendo gives us a budget, we just got to fall? Oh, it's just shitty all around.
It is,
and it's really interesting timing because like also within the last couple weeks, there's been also a lot of chat about Bayonetta coming out, which this chat that's coming out, I don't know why it's catching anyone by surprise because like. Hello, this is the Switch on like 2015 hardware, where there's been a lot of conversation about how Bayonetta is apparently running very poorly and will run poorly on release. Look, like you can watch the last trailer for Bayonetta we had and figure that out, people. Like, look at all the shit that's happening in this game. Like, look at like Age of Calamity. Look at like the other Bayonetta. Like, the Switch is on 2015 hardware. Of course, it's gonna run
it's
bad.
fucked. You might have a chance of running it if you get a light.
Yeah, like,
Maybe.
No chance. like the Switch is fucked in terms of hardware. Of course, the game's gonna run bad. So like this coming out too was just like overall just interesting timing is also what a lot of people point out because like this feels very calculated. You know what I mean? Because like if she hasn't obviously been in the role in a while, like she could have done this sooner. So it's very calculated to really try to hit this release. Which
I mean,
it's the right thing to do.
She chose the right time to do it because if she had done it earlier, I mean,
people would have forgot about it.
Exactly, people would have been like, "Oh, well, that's shit," but there's nothing going on with Bayonetta 3 and whatnot.
Yeah.
Then by the time people remember it, it's under the radar, and now Bayonetta 3 is coming out. It's like, oh, Bayonetta 3. But the fact she's taking it right before it releases, that's a phenomenal time to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, overall, I think she's doing what she feels like needs to be known. The fact she's taking a shot at Jennifer, though, that's fucking...
See, that's the only thing that was baffling to me. It's like, yeah, damn, Jennifer just got caught in the crossfire here just doing her job.
Yeah, because like we said, we could see her perspective. We could understand, okay, yeah, it's like
you're better.
You had a bad tearing away with Platinum here. Why take your shots at them? It's like don't take the shots at the replacement. They're just showing up and doing the work.
Yeah.
It's like they got a call and they're like, yeah, I'll come do it. And they show up and just do the work. There's no reason to fire off them. It's like, especially because it's like, what does she think Jennifer's gonna do? Just start going around calling herself Bayonetta and say, "I'm Bayonetta."
Right. Start putting in the Twitter description and stuff.
Yeah,
she probably has much better credits at this time that she wouldn't even need to bother putting Bayonetta.
She does.
Yeah, it's like she's not gonna walk around and start being like, yeah, I'm the voice of Bayonetta. It's like, no, that's your claim. That's your claim.
I mean, if people want her to sign Bayonetta stuff, that's on them. That's not on her.
Yeah, she's just doing it. Yeah,
that's the thing. It's like if people want to bring Bayonetta stuff up to her and have her sign it, it would make sense if they brought like Bayonetta 3 stuff. It's like it would make if they brought her like early Bayonetta stuff. It's like I
first off, where the hell did they have it?
Yeah, it's like I mean, it'd be
that'd
weird.
be different.
It's like that. It's like I could see the argument there, but it's like you're saying she can't call herself Bayonetta. Well, in this instance, for this game, she can.
Exactly.
It's like there's no disputing that.
But she has the credit, unfortunately. I mean, regardless that, you didn't take the role for $4,000 because that's fucking chump change for this series.
And totally right to decline that.
Yeah. But I mean, this has just been a very interesting drama. Be very curious to see what statements come out after the fact. I mean, I wasn't planning on getting Bayonetta 3 anyway, so more power to her.
I wasn't getting it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting it either.
So hopefully it hurts Platinum a bit because that is very scummy on their end.
Yeah. But what's going to hurt even worse about this, though, and I saw someone comment about this, is like, people are now like boycotting. I saw a lot of people, including like, some notable like Nintendo YouTubers canceling their, pre-orders of the games. I did see the comments just like, of someone who's still like, who gives a fuck, I'm buying the game, is pointing out like, don't y'all call him crying whenever Bayonetta dies for real though. Which
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair. That's possible. It almost happened once.
Well, the other thing is, like you were saying earlier, it's like the timing of it. I mean, the timing of it had to be around release because of the fact, as we've like seen repeatedly in recent years, everybody's memory in the gaming world is very short.
Yep.
It is.
It's like the thing is, it's like even if people are canceling their pre-orders right now, and they don't pick up the game on release,
They'll pick it up.
shit, in 2 months they're gonna buy it and be playing it on their stream, YouTube channel, whatever it is.
Yeah, during holidays.
Yep.
It's like it's gonna be picked up. It's like this boycott that, like you said, seeing some of these notable like Nintendo YouTubers and that canceling it for. At that point, it's kind of like, well, yeah, we'll see how long that actually lasts.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's what I'm going to be paying attention to.
It's like, because it's also the same thing of like because the thought I had immediately in my head was like, for Pokemon, every time a new generation comes out, everybody bitches and moans and says, I'm not getting it. It's like, you're not including my favorite Pokemon. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. Well, hell, on release day, there they are playing it. It's like, this is going to be the same thing. It just may not be release day. It may be a month later.
I mean, the big one for me right now would be fucking Blizzard shit.
Yeah. Yeah, anything Activision Blizzard.
And all their shit, and people was like, yeah, that's sort of fucked.
Yep.
And people are
Yeah.
still messing with Overwatch and Overwatch too.
Yeah, they're like,
Hello,
oh man,
that's
that
me.
shit's real fucked.
Anyway,
But man, this game's good.
I mean, I've been playing Overwatch 2 this week, so I'm
Fucking scumbag.
I'm very guilty. Well, I wanted to play it to chat about it. Okay, I
Yeah,
did want
yeah.
to chat about it.
Yeah, that's why you're playing it.
I wanted to chat about it. I wanted to give my thoughts.
Don't worry,
on
he
it.
didn't play it for more than like 2 days.
I wanted to chat about it. Okay.
Overwatch 2, somebody on one of my Discord messages, they said, hey, does anybody want to try out Overwatch 2? And we were all like, yeah, sure, we'll try it out. Ain't nobody asked to play that game. Ain't none of us actually sat down and played it.
I'll play with you, John.
I don't want to play it.
Okay. I mean, that's fair.
Well, I hope there is some repercussions to Platinum for this at least. I still think it's fucked that she took shots at Jennifer, but
Yeah, that's the biggest thing that's fucked about it, honestly and truthfully. But yeah, no, I'll be keeping an eye out for whatever statement comes out, probably like Monday or something. Where do we want to go from here? Do we want to jump into some Overwatch 2 since we mentioned it, or do we want to hop over like the Gotham Knights stuff?
I think you're the Overwatch
Yeah.
one who's actually got Overwatch 2 experience right now.
Yeah. I played it when I got home from vacation. I wanted to try it out and kind of get, just to give my general thoughts on it. And like even leading up to the release, like I always kind of had this thought of where it's like, what's exactly the point in this game? Like I understand, like, cool, new modes, new heroes, cool, it's Overwatch, new sequel, whatever. But at the same time, it's like there was always that thought in the back of my head, like, what is the point in this game? You know what I mean?
it was originally supposed to be for the PvE
Yeah,
story.
yeah, that was the original point. But now that like the game is here and they shut down the original like Overwatch servers and stuff, it's just like this game just feels so unnecessary. You know what I mean? Like, so I was texting you about this
Yeah.
as well, and it's like, if it just comes down to the fact that they wanted to do a new game just to make it easier to start from scratch with a new engine, okay, yeah, I guess I can see why they want to do a new game because this is an upgraded version of the same engine. But like, I'm not a game developer, so I don't know how that engine stuff works. But like, I'm assuming it is possible to change engines because I mean, like, we saw the news about the Halo Infinite thing that they're aiming to switch it from the Slipstream to Unreal. So I guess for like a live service game, you can just change your engine. I like I said, I don't know how that stuff works. I guess so. I don't know. So with that being the case, if this is just like an upgraded engine that is going to allow them for like larger map sizes for like the PvE content and everything, it's just like, I don't know. This game just feels very unnecessary. Like I don't feel like you need a new game to implement an upgraded version of your engine. I don't feel like you need a new game to take off one member of your team, from a 6v6 to 5. It's just the game feels horribly unnecessary because like it's just Overwatch with some new modes and new maps and 3 new heroes. Like it just feels like an unnecessary game.
Well, I can understand it because it's not even necessarily the fact that it's the new engine or anything like that. It's that they were wanting to give it, or I guess it is kind of that, but wanting to give it that new fresh coat of paint,
Yeah.
essentially. I mean, it's the same thing of like, and I can't believe I'm the one bringing this up, but like Fortnite was doing.
Mhm.
It's like when they went to their like new, it's like Fortnite 2.0 or whatever
Yeah, I
it was,
remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
where it's like they did essentially the same thing. They shut it down for 24 hours, a couple days or something like that, and then it comes back in, and there's a bunch of new stuff to it.
Yeah.
Because it's like for Overwatch 2, I'm assuming that it's like heroes and stuff have been changed around. There's new game mode, stuff like that. So it's supposed to feel it's like slightly different than
Right.
it was before. But it's like, yeah, but and then I guess the idea is like anything or like carry over all your stuff from the first game into this one.
Yep.
It does like I can kind of see where you're coming from. Unnecessary in that aspect to essentially have a entire new game and everything come from that. But I get the idea of it, and I see where that comes from.
Right.
I'm not the biggest fan of it.
I mean, the thing that I've been seeing a lot of is just like, so yeah, they did want that fresh coat of paint to give Overwatch sort of a new look and whatnot, but they failed immensely in execution.
100%.
Because
I mean, who
like,
Because the
doesn't-
fresh coat
who
of
doesn't
paint
these
does.
days?
I mean, that's also true.
yes,
No, the fresh coat of paint doesn't really feel that much.
because like one of the things that I've heard from other people's content created and whatnot is just like, so they have the new maps that are specific to Overwatch 2, which feel nice and whatnot.
Yep.
Because of because what people transition to, you've lost one tank and everything,
Yep.
so you don't have a second tank to hide behind. But then they kept the old maps, but didn't add anything to them. So those old maps where you were using those two tanks, you're now missing a tank and just getting absolutely fucked.
True.
But the new maps feel nice just because they're new maps and they've added smaller areas, places you can work around and things like that. Versus all the original Overwatch maps were fairly open.
Yep.
And if you're not behind a tank, your ass better know how to move.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess that's the weird aspect of it that I don't understand as much, and I can't really give them the benefit of the doubt for it. If you design your first game to be like for a certain number of players and to be played a certain way, and then you take aspects of that away, you got to do some sort of like little redesign.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
would think along with the new maps, they would at least given at least a little touch-up work on the old maps they're continuing to play with.
Especially since with the new maps, it's built more for the new format that
Yeah.
they came with, and they're like, it'll be fine with the old ones, and that's just
lazy.
That's just pure laziness right there, and they're them going, no one's gonna notice.
Yeah, they won't know.
It'll fill the standard.
People aren't going to pay attention. There's three new heroes. They're not going to know. It's a fresh coat of paint, guys.
And then just the release week's been just fucking the login queues, disconnects.
Yeah, the disconnects have been the biggest
fucking
brutal.
character lock.
Yeah.
The hero lock was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, because like when I played Sunday, it was fine as a Overwatch 1 player coming over. It was fine for me, and then it was Monday they pulled down Bastion, who's still pulled down right now, and Torbjorn, who is currently still available to play, but not in ranked matches. They were both bugged. And when it comes to Bastion, I forgot that he got an ult change. So like the bug that they had was with his ult. So when like the first time I encountered his ult happened to be the bug, and I was very confused what was happening.
What's his new ult?
It's like he fires like missiles down from the sky. Like you'll see like giant red marks come on the ground. It's supposed to be 3 and just like boom, 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 and you can aim and drop them. But like the bug was if you like press in my case like A or like left click on mouse, whatever, you can like toggle to lock it where it just fires continuously nonstop. So the first time I encountered his new ult was someone who used the bug. So I just see like 9 or 10 red markers come on and then just bombs. I'm like, what the fuck
So
happened?
Bastion went from becoming a tank to just being an artillery
I
strike.
can only imagine you sitting there going, man, they really buffed him.
Yes, I didn't know what happened. I didn't know that was his new ult. No, the tank thing is just one of his abilities now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they just made him more mobile.
Exactly. So when it comes to Bastion, they took those down, right? Those 2 champions to fix. Like I said, Torb is still available, but it's not in rank. But when they did that, they fucked something else up that made it where it's like even like all of the experienced players coming back, their heroes were locked.
Yep,
Because-
everything got locked.
Yep, when I went back into competitive on Monday to play some competitive, I only had access to 3 supports, and I'm like, what the hell? I had access to everyone yesterday. And I started to find out that it happened to everyone else too, and I'm like, well, this is stupid. It's like, what the fuck, guys?
So yeah, they haven't had a great start with Overwatch 2.
Yeah, it's been an absolute. Did they just win?
Yep.
Nice. Shout out to Tennessee.
I don't know
beating
why
Bama.
I'm over here watching the.
I mean, Alex has it up because he's got a bet
know,
going on it.
Let's go, baby.
He's
This is
over
the
here-
wrong show. We're not the-
Look, I like to see Alabama lose. Okay, so let's shout to that. Wrong show, yes, but it's all right. All the shows kind of blend together in different ways at times. But anyway, back to Overwatch. So one thing also that I thought about a lot this week that I was kind of curious on you guys' take on when it comes to Overwatch 2 being a thing. Because obviously when it comes to like Overwatch going to Overwatch 2, very long and hellish development cycle. Okay, we that is well documented at this point. The creator of Overwatch, everyone's daddy, as people like to call him, Jeff Kaplan, obviously left the team. He's no longer with Like lots of things went on behind the scenes leading up to this release. So one thing I was curious about, because like I still genuinely feel like this game serves no purpose. Do you guys think this is strictly just like an Activision thing? Because the first thing I thought of, right, was Destiny. Destiny was like, there's supposed to be like this long time, game that Bungie wanted to run for so many years, right?
Yeah.
And then we got Destiny 2, and when we got Destiny 2, there was even confirmation that there's going to be a trilogy, there's going to be a Destiny 3. But once Bungie got away from Activision Blizzard, there was that massive party, we heard about that and stuff. They basically canned Destiny 3, at least for now. And all the last 3 or 4 expansions we got Destiny 2, that was all supposed to be Destiny 3 content. So this feels like almost like this isn't just an Activision mindset of like, oh, new game, we need a new game. Because I thought the same thing also, not only with Destiny, and we see what happened now that Destiny's along with Activision Blizzard, but also with, let's just throw out Warzone. What's the point in Warzone 2? I mean, this is going to be a live service, free-to-play game. Why not just continue to advance on Warzone, kind of like what Fortnite did, going to the 2.0, whatever. But now we have a whole new game of Warzone 2. So, do you guys think Overwatch 2 is just like one of those, like, Overwatch is just a victim to Activision? Just like, oh, we need another game. We need another game.
It's quite, with putting that stuff out, it's quite possible it could just be an Activision pushing thing in their marketing mindset.
Pushing things that are unnecessary.
Marketing mindset of, well, after so many years, we need to put out a sequel of some sort
Yep.
to reliven up the pot,
Yeah.
ideally, instead of just sticking in, just adding new content where, yes, the people who are playing it will be happy, but we may not necessarily bring in old players who gave up the game or new players, so they want to promote a new, add the 2 or 3 or whatever, and be like, and get it drummed up and publicity and whatnot to draw people to it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I will say is, because I do agree that it probably is an Activision thing where they're like, if our game has been out for 5 or 6 years, it's probably time to make a new version of it or update it in some way. The only thing, because your Destiny comparison going from Destiny to Destiny 2, that feels more justified because of the fact that they went for a couple reasons. One, they went from a console-only game to a console and PC
Fair.
game, and then expanded with like new classes and stuff or new subclasses and things like that. So
Fair.
making the transition to be able to go to PC makes more sense to go ahead with that and go, yeah, we could go ahead and give it the fresh coat of paint, make the new version of the game and then update from there.
But we're still in agreement. Destiny 2 became a lot better once Bungie got away from Activision.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Million-
No one's
million percent.
disagreeing with that.
Yeah, 1,000%.
But yeah, but it's like, I mean, Overwatch 2, just it seems unnecessary.
Yeah.
I could probably understand it more for Warzone than Overwatch,
Right.
because it's like Warzone. It's like the type of game that Warzone is. It would make sense that another version of it is released to kind of update it, add new things to it, or take things away from it if necessary. Because it's like maybe they've developed like something underlying in it that's just hard to implement in the original version of the game.
Right.
Overwatch, I mean, it's fucking Overwatch. It's not you taking a player. It's like you're taking a player from each team. It's still Overwatch.
True.
It's like
And it's not like the new modes are that drastically different
Yeah.
from.
It's
What
like
even are the new modes?
Only one I really know of, honestly, is Push. Push is the only one that I've played that's new. I don't know if there was supposed to be more than one, but Push is the only new one that I've played.
Wasn't Push already a part of the game mode?
No, not this form of Push. So there's Escort. That was the payload one you're
Yeah.
thinking of, and then there's like the capture the point ones. Push is one where there is a robot in the middle that you have to go and basically fight for. And like once it's activated, it's just like whoever's closest to it, it'll start just sprinting towards like this barrier thing that he slowly pushes to the other team's point. So it's like, if you get to the robot first and just wipe their team and he gets like, and you just continue to wipe him, whatever, and he slowly pushes, right? And let's say gets like right to the point where they're about to win, but let's say yours is still in the starting position. And let's say that other team now wipes you out. Instead of him being like dog shit slow, he starts going on a sprint. He's like, all right, let me get down to the other one now, so that's the new game mode.
So you push a Trump wall into the enemy's base?
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean-
it is a wall that you push, yes.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's still. I mean, it's Overwatch. Anybody
Yep.
that played Overwatch, you know what you're getting when you go into Overwatch 2. You're getting slightly different Overwatch.
Yep.
It's like nothing dramatic is changing to it.
Yeah.
The main change is now when your wrecking ball charges, you're just fucked.
And the big thing that also kind of irritates me about this is also what you point out, of what Overwatch 2 was supposed to be. It was more like
Yeah.
PvE sort of vibe to it, which got like me and Andy really excited because like the world of Overwatch itself is so fucking fascinating.
But we barely touch on it.
Exactly. Like the videos they point out, awesome. Just the lore they dump into these characters is so cool. So like, and the events they've done in Overwatch is so cool. And I would love to explore more on that PvE content and explore like a story. And that's what this game I thought was supposed to be. And no, it's just like, hey, your PvE content is just go practice against AI.
Yeah, no, what it was originally supposed to be was supposed to be Overwatch and Overwatch 2 were going to
Yes.
be both live.
Yep.
Overwatch was going to be your PvP game. Overwatch 2 was going to be PvE.
I feel like that died when Jeff left.
Probably.
When Jeff left, Activision's like, all right, cool, kill Overwatch, boys.
I mean, supposedly the PvE content's going to come out eventually.
Yeah, we'll see how long that comes, and we'll see what it is when it does come.
So I'll be curious to see how Overwatch 2 is looked at here in like 2 months.
a
Because at
year,
this
yeah.
point, it just looks like Halo Infinite the second.
Oh, man. We're Halo Infinite, man.
The only thing with Halo Infinite is you can go back to the other Halos still and play those.
Yeah, it's just Master Chief Collection.
Overwatch, it's just straight dead.
Yeah, rip to that. I think I still have Overwatch Origins Edition over there. Yeah, I do. Yeah, shout out to that.
I guess speaking, it's like because the fact that Overwatch is gone, I guess, is what makes it unique in this
Yep.
scenario because it's not just the second game comes out; it's the second game comes out and completely deletes the first game.
Yep.
Like,
Man.
yeah, there is no savior. If you want to play Overwatch, you got to play 2.
Yep.
You can't go back to 1.
And, I mean, even though this all, like, it just feels unnecessary and it still just feels like the same game with, a couple fresh coat of the paint, I mean, I guess Activision is getting what they want out of it because I saw, like, the first week numbers compared to Overwatch. Overwatch's first week numbers was, like, I think it was, like, 10 million or something for the first week. This game has already hit 25 million players.
Well, that's a fucking cheap stat.
Yep.
Overwatch 1 came out 4 or 5 years ago?
Yep. On
And they
console
only gained a player base from that? Of course it's going to have fucking more numbers on its
Yeah,
first.
Yeah,
Also-
and it's
you also
also
had
free
to-
to play.
You also had to pay for it.
Yeah, and that's free to play too. So I guess Activision Blizzard's like, oh, look at all the players we have now.
Yeah, you're-
All right.
Activision, go fuck yourself.
Basically.
Who would have thought a game that's free to play is going
Would
to have
pull
more
more,
people
yeah.
sign up to it than a game you got to pay $60 for?
Exactly.
From 4 or 5 years ago, that built up a fan base.
Exactly. I saw that stat and I'm just like, all right, well, I mean, I guess in their mind they're getting what they want, but at the same time, like, bro, it's free to play. Of course it's gonna happen, With
The actual stat line we should have looked at is current players on that last week of Overwatch versus first week.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like, who would have thought that people that enjoyed playing our game were going to continue playing it when we deleted it and made them play the new version of it? And then more people are like, oh, I guess I'll go check out this new thing that's come out because
Exactly.
It's like, let me go check out this new multiplayer game that
Here
came
you go,
out.
Alex. You're screwed.
Why?
Arkansas won.
Damn it! I wanted to fuck with Ricky and Shane anyway.
Still wrong show.
Yeah, still wrong show. Zach's flirting with the other show right now. He was on it this past a week or two ago, so somewhat. No, the Overwatch thing, like I said, it just feels horribly unnecessary. That's my overall take on it. But I mean, it's not like the game's not fun. It's Overwatch, so it's fun. I'm having a fun time playing it, But it's still just like, it just feels horribly unnecessary. All right, let's hop over from there. Next up we got is I didn't know like what I wanted to do for this topic because we kind of had like a meh week, But hey, we've made it like 52 minutes into the show, so we're doing good so far. So I wouldn't necessarily blow it into a full blown topic or not. It depends on what we got going on in our heads for it. But the main topic was like performance mode in games, right? Because now that with this current generation that we're in, that's more of a thing of having the option to turn on performance mode versus like visual mode, whatever. How important is that to you guys, and does it like kill the game for you if there's not options for it? I know like us growing up with games, it's like who gives a shit about FPS, but now that we're like so used to it, it's like, okay, yeah, there are certain games where it's like I want it to hit its frames and shit.
I'll take frames over detail any day.
See, that's me. I'm frames over detail personally.
I don't. It's like I couldn't. It's like a game. If we're talking difference between like playing on medium settings and playing on ultra realistic, can only run it. It's like can only run it at max frames if you have the current top performing graphics card. I don't give a shit. I play everything on. It's like I play it on medium no matter what it is.
Just want them frames.
It's like It's like even then. It's like so. It doesn't matter if it detects it and it's like, oh yeah, we'll play the game on ultra or whatever. It's like, dude, that doesn't bother me. I'm not worried about that because it's like, a game looking a little bit better is not going to make it a better game to me.
Right.
But I mean, as far as like performance mode, I mean, it's a nice option when it is there.
Yeah, because if it's there, I'm hitting it every time.
Because
I'm never hitting the visual mode personally.
it's like, yeah, having the option to have like the stunning graphics and everything is nice for certain games. Some games it really benefits to have that, but for the most part, I could care less of what it looks like. I mean, hell, half the games I play during the year are like it's like I'm buying like $5 indie games that are 16-bit graphics. I don't.
Right.
As long as the game is good, I don't give a shit what it looks like.
Right.
I'll be honest, I don't really care about performance or visual mode. I'm very much just default. I don't mess with that shit. Whatever my computer or console detects, that's what I run with.
I always do performance every time. The only time I've ever tried the visual mode, I think, was with like Spider-Man or Mass Effect Legendary Edition, just to see it. And it's like, okay, yeah, it does look a little bit better. That's cool. Visual mode's cool. All right, let's go back to performance mode. Give me my 60 frames per second or whatever.
Yeah, it's like
performance mode has always been my way to go. I want the frames.
It's like I'll crank the visual settings to see what and if as long as everything runs smoothly. But if it starts like if I'm starting to get dropping frames, screen tear and stuff like that, immediately dropping it back down because I would rather not deal with that. I'd rather have a game that runs smooth and looks a little like not as like great as everybody wants it to be.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's the community out there that wants the best worlds. They want it to run perfectly at the highest quality settings they can possibly have, and it's like, unfortunately, you're only going to be able to do that on top hardware.
True.
See, this is really good because, as I said, I just default whatever my setup detects. That's what I run with.
Right.
Well, I don't think we mentioned what it was that's bringing up this topic because it was Gotham Knights. It's going to be locked at 30 frames a second.
Yep. And
essentially,
regardless of whatever you run,
no matter what.
And because at least what you'd put in there was saying like it was people were speculating because it was the Series S that was holding it back. I mean, as far as performance goes, there's not a lot of difference between the S and the X.
No, there isn't.
It's like they have fairly equivalent hardware. It's like even then it's may not be the Series S that's holding it back. It's like I don't know what's holding it back from having 60 frames. But as we've had for years, doesn't matter if it's on this generation's new consoles, the previous generation consoles, whatever. There's always been a couple notable games that when they come out, they're locked at 30 frames, and everybody throws a fucking fit.
Yep, and this is obviously one of those
And
ones,
it's like
especially since it's a week out.
Yeah, this is the one that is hitting right now.
Yeah, because it's a week out. It's not even a previous generation game anymore because obviously they canceled that, which all of us did praise, even though like I know you guys didn't have the option to play it at that point. Now you do, of course, but even if that was the case, it's like good. Don't let a game be held back.
Yeah.
You know, that's all. That's we want that to happen more. You know, right now. Don't let games be held back by the previous hardware.
I was just thinking because you said that when you said that like you guys didn't have it at the time, I'm like, man, what a change in the past few months. I went from wondering how I was gonna play some of these games to having my choice.
Yeah, exactly. Now you can choose which one. But like, you know, it's a current generation hardware, and locked at 30 frames. Like it just there's questions why. You know what I mean?
I'm
like, why is this a thing?
I'm assuming there will be a
patch. Yeah, I would assume that too.
Patch was getting stuck in my throat there, but I'm assuming there's gonna be a patch 6 months from now or 6 months, like late. That's a late assumption for it. That will unlock it and like have some performance update.
Right. Yeah.
That'll end up being a 15 gig patch we're all gonna have to download.
We actually all don't know it, but it's actually just a mechanic because you have to deal with the Riddler, and if you defeat Riddler, it unlocks the 60 frames per second.
Okay, the secret way to get it. Okay.
Because I mean, honestly, it could just be the fact that it could just be they didn't want to push the game back any further, and they looked at it and they went, we can either deliver the game at 30 frames on the date we told everybody we were gonna do, or we could deliver it at 60 frames and delay it a couple months. But they probably didn't want to delay it, and they went, just make it 30 for now. We'll get some shit for it, but then we'll fix it.
People will bitch and complain, but they'll get a game.
Yeah, it's like they'll get the game they want to play. If anybody wants to hold off for it, then we'll release a patch that'll update it in a few months, and then they can be happy.
Yeah,
I'm assuming that's what it was. I'm assuming
I would assume that too,
a development
because it already got delayed once.
Yes.
They already canceled the previous generations, and plus it got delayed, got a new date, and they even gave us an earlier date.
Yeah,
like they're releasing the game 4 days earlier than they even originally planned. Which I would honestly, I'm willing to bet that was like probably some special edition thing, pre-order, you get the game early, you know, that they were going to do, and they said, nah, fuck it, just go ahead and release the damn
Just
game.
send it to everyone.
just release it early.
Well, it's like I'm assuming canceling the previous editions of it, they probably looked at it and went, man, we're gonna get in trouble if we try to release this on old hardware.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, well, let's just let's just upgrade it to all be for the new consoles. And then it's like they have the dates and everything announced, and they're like, we got a slight issue here. We can ship it, but we're gonna get in a little trouble.
Basically. And it makes me really question just like how ambitious is this game that we're not seeing? You know what I mean? Because the game looks great. Looks fun, open. You know, the environment to be in and stuff. But like, how much more ambitious is this actually is?
Well, from what I'm getting, everything we've heard about it went on. It's pretty much going to be the next set of Arkham games, ending the Arkham series and starting I assume the Gotham series.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes it, from what they've said, is like you'll want to play at least once as each character because each character sort of has a different route they take.
Yep.
So there is different content, slightly different for each character, regardless whether you're playing single player or co-op. So, I mean, I assume there's going to be a decent sized world. Maybe not necessarily. Well, no, it's got to be overworld because the fucking one of the pre-orders things is that damn bike.
Yeah, it's overworld. Yeah, it's like the same sort of vibe as like Spider-Man, essentially. So it just makes me question is like how ambitious is this game with the combat that we have yet to see. You know, they're obviously keep their secrets, you know, keep it for release. Let us be surprised when we get our hands on it. But like it does just make me question how ambitious is this game. You know, where they had to cancel the previous generation versions, which kudos to that. Love that move.
That may have just been a choice.
Yeah, true. I think every developer is ready to move the fuck on. Like everyone's ready for it.
Well, it could also be. Do we know if there's for the co-op? Because I honestly, I was sold on the game, so I haven't followed all of the information on it. To be completely honest, do we know like for the co-op how far away you can go from each other?
No.
They have not
Because-
said.
They have
So
not
as far
said.
as we
Because
know,
if you could go to the other ends of the
map.
map,
That could be a problem.
it's like that would be a problem for old hardware because if you're in the same game as someone else, it's having to load everything that they're doing
Yeah.
while you're going this direction.
which is
Yeah.
quite possible because they haven't said there's a limit. So as far as we're concerned, you can be on the opposite sides of the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like real. It's like that could have been a thing where they were trying to work on that, and they're like, it's possible, but it's not looking good.
It reminds me of like some Halo Infinite split screen co-op vibes almost. Like it probably just wasn't looking good for him.
And then speaking of co-op, they've announced what people have been wanting,
Yes.
a four-player
mode.
co-op,
Yeah.
which is going to be
Thank
some
God.
sort of raid thing. Not going to be a campaign.
Yeah. It's not campaign. It's called Heroic Assault. Details on it's very vague. It's set from the campaign coming November 29th. So
I mean,
You
that'll be cool.
yeah.
You and a crew just
looking forward to
go,
that.
just do waves of enemies.
Yeah, that's what I would assume. Which that'd be fun. I love those sort of game modes.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm down for that. But I mean, either way, excited for the game. You know, next week, picking that up on Friday.
Yep.
So I'm really excited to play it. But
Fuck, we're getting into the packed part of the year.
Yep.
God
yep,
damn.
yep. We have Gotham Knights, and then I immediately turn around to get Sonic. You immediately turn around and get God of War. I also get God
I'm
of
free
War,
for a
but-
couple weeks.
and then yeah, true. And then all three of us turn around to get Pokemon a couple weeks after that. So very, very packed time period for us right now. It's gonna be fun though. I'm pumped. I'm very pumped.
I'm gonna be tired in November.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, are you gonna be too deep into God of War? Or are you gonna go see Black Panther 2
I
with
knew
us?
you were gonna ask me at some point because that's one of the messages I
Yeah,
didn't
he didn't reply to. Yeah, yeah, because like he respond. That was the one he responded to days later, but then didn't respond to my other response.
Well, the funny thing was, I was at work and I was talking to somebody about how I don't reply to people, and I went,
Yep.
"Oh, I didn't reply to my buddy."
Yeah, true. So you gonna be too deep in that game? You'll be on vacation. Game just came out. Are you gonna go see Black Panther with us?
Depends on the time.
Yeah, I mean it'll be late. It'll be late on Thursday since it'll be the
If
the
it's-
day before release show. It won't be till like.
if it's in the evening, I'm more likely to say yes.
Okay. I mean, I haven't looked at the times again
Because
yet, but it'll
that,
probably be like a 7 o'clock time.
I was gonna say because there's a very real chance it's gonna be like when Tales of Arise came out, and
Right, yeah.
then I sit down and I don't get up for 13 hours.
Okay, fair. Yeah. Yeah, no, it'll be about probably 7 o'clock. But I mean, it comes out on Wednesday, so you got all Wednesday and all Thursday morning. There you
Comes
go.
out on a Wednesday?
Yeah, it's because like the Odin's Day thing. Remember?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why they made it launch on a Wednesday because it was super close to that 11/11. So that's what we were kind of waiting on was were they going to release it in Starfield's place? But they're like, we'll do 11/9. But no, yeah, we are like what you said though. We are definitely in the pack period, starting with Gotham Knights and then just going from there. Because even after Pokemon, we immediately turn around and then we get Midnight Suns, beginning of December.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I mean, after Gotham Knights, yeah. I mean, one shoe ball game that I'll probably look at is the new Star Ocean.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah, that's right.
That comes out literally a week after Gotham
How
Knights.
do I get into that series?
How do you get into
How
Star
do I
Ocean?
get in, How do I get into that? That's like I'm fascinated by everything. Everything I see about it looks fascinating. I just don't know how to get in.
So here's how I got into Star Ocean. I found me a list of all the covers of the Star Oceans and went, I like that cover, and I chose.
So you just jumped in at random.
Yep.
Okay.
Can you do that then? I guess.
I didn't
Yeah.
know.
None of them are connected.
I didn't know-
Okay, I take that back. Most of them aren't connected.
Okay. I
Okay.
didn't know if there was a connection
No.
between them or what it was, but everything I see about it looks cool.
They're fun games.
There's a few game series like that I want to jump into, and I just look at it and I go, I don't know how.
Yeah, they're all usually separate universes.
Okay. I may end up doing that.
It's just a funny thing because there's been several times where Star Ocean's just like, yeah, this is the final game. They show up like 4 years later. So we got another Star Ocean.
That's what it seems like.
That's exactly what it is.
It seems like a new Star Ocean game comes out, and then it's like there's no information. 3-4 years later, it's like all of a sudden it just shows up. It's like, oh yeah, Star Ocean comes out on this date. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Where are you?
That's exactly how it works.
Yeah, I may try to jump into that. It'll probably be beginning of the next year or something.
Oh, okay. We
I
also
ain't gonna have time right now.
yeah, there's too much. There's too much happening.
And then December we got fucking, as long as it doesn't get canceled again, Midnight Suns.
Yep, Midnight Suns. Anyone? I know you're not. Are you gonna get Callisto Protocol?
Probably not.
Okay. I might try it.
What the fuck was that shot?
I know you're not gonna play it, John.
What is that one?
It's
Is that your Dead Space game?
No,
it's
it's
like
the Dead Space, like, because
Yeah.
it is done by some Dead Space devs.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the one that has like the real brutal endings in all the trailers. Usually,
Okay.
guys fighting shit and then gets thrown into like a turbine or some shit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna play it because there's a very low chance.
Yeah, no, it's not your genre.
It's not yours. That's why I passed over you. Breakers came out this week. Did you get it?
No.
Okay.
Which
haven't
I
got
should.
it.
It's 20 fucking bucks.
Yeah, I know, right? It's stupid cheap. I need to pick it up too. I forgot about
All
it.
I saw on Xbox reviews was people's like, "Oh, it's a great game getting eaten by some fat pink guy."
I need to get it, but I completely forgot the game came out
I mean,
until I saw
currently-
the announcement of Grade 8 Vegeta coming at some point.
Currently on Xbox reviews, it's at like 4.5 stars. On Steam, it's mixed.
Okay, 4.5 stars out of 5.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know what Xbox is rated theirs on. But yeah, I completely forgot about that. We also got Marvel Snap coming out in a couple days for me and John. You've been playing that for a while, so
Yep.
I'm excited to play. It'll be a good time passer.
It is a good time
Yeah, that's just
passer.
a mobile game for everyone
Yeah.
wondering. That'll be a fun time passer.
So I was checking to make sure it's still going on, but on Steam right now, all of the Tales games that are on Steam are on steep discounts.
Yep.
Like
Ooh.
Yeah, they're super cheap right
they're
now.
like 50 to 70 or 80% off.
I need to go back to Tales of Arise sometime soon, but I don't know when that'll be.
I'm probably gonna go back to it soon.
I just got past like the first major boss, and that's as far as I got.
I was thinking about it, like honestly, right before I saw that this sale was going on, and I was looking at it, I'm like, probably gonna play that soon.
Yeah.
See, I need to finish collecting copies.
Even the collections. You want to show off your newest piece that you got today?
It's fucking
It's right there after all. So
You
yeah,
know,
very interesting
I
piece.
saw the picture
I
of
did
this
too.
get posted.
I did too.
And then as soon as he showed it to me, I went, "It makes sense. You're the one who got it."
Yeah. I heard you from the kitchen when you said that.
So, I bought a complete inbox, Typing of the Dead, for Dreamcast. Note to everyone, I don't have a Dreamcast.
I do.
So, for complete inbox, Typing of the Dead usually runs for about like $130.
But the real kicker, though,
The real kicker here
Stupidest thing I've seen.
is
in
I got
while.
a fucking Dreamcast brand keyboard.
yep,
It's literally just a fucking keyboard with a Dreamcast port.
They just cut the USB.
That's literally all it
or
is.
like the old port on it off and wired that in.
I mean, it's like you said earlier, Zach. It's a good shelf piece
It really is.
because that's how I feel. If I ever come across the GameCube keyboard controller, I'm buying it. I want it. I want it on my
There's no
shelf.
fucking point to it. It's just literally a keyboard that says Dreamcast on it and has the port on it.
Yeah, that's it. It's fucking stupid.
As I continue to bang it into the wall.
It's fine. It's that old Hardy style keyboard.
It really
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah.
That
It-
thing is not fucking
That's
breaking.
that one where if you slam it on the desk, the keys are just gonna go flying. It'll be fine.
Yeah, no problems at all.
There's
You
no
can-
fucking-
You can just put it back together. You're
Yes.
good. Okay, so before we get to weekly wrap up, Zach, did you want to spread the gossip of Evercore
Dark
Heroes?
out there.
What?
It's dark out there.
It is dark out there. I mean, it's 7:00. But yeah, you want to talk about some Evercore Heroes?
So, seeing as you two always tell me that I need to let y'all know whenever I find random ass games,
Thank you.
um,
He let us know for once.
I've now come across a new game called Evercore Heroes, which is a game being developed by veteran EA and Riot Game Studio developers.
Okay, I saw the picture. I didn't look too much into it. I saw a picture of a top-down perspective, and I immediately thought of like League.
Yes.
Yeah. me
So
too.
what it is going to be a PvE MOBA is sort of how they're marketing. So you're going to have 4 teams of 4 players. More or less MOBA style, choose your characters, QWER skills and everything like that. And you have more or less going to have objectives because the overall objective is for your team to activate this portal and defeat pretty much a raid boss before the other teams. From what they've shown and everything, because this game is still in development, it's just now doing pre-alphas. You can actually go register on their site, evercoreheroes.com, and sign up to join in for their subscription letter and whatnot to possibly get into the beta test, or not beta test, alpha test currently right now, if you're interested in it. It is 4 teams of 4. Choose your 4 hero teams to fight off to more or less do different objectives, defend your core, which if that dies, you're just out because it's just mixed things of go defeat sub bosses, go defeat enemies, defend your core because it does get attacked, and do other objectives which causes other events to happen to your opponents to sort of slow them down. Main gist of the game is you're collecting energy to open a gate, and once upon opening, you can then go and fight the final boss. And whoever defeats the final boss takes the win for the match. So it's an interesting concept, which I'll be very curious to mess with. There is currently people doing alpha tests and very early alpha tests, but this is the first of them actively pushing and publicizing, hey, this is a game we're working on.
Yeah, because after you told me about it, I saw I watched the official announced trailer that was posted 4 days ago from IGN.
And that cinematic trailer looks fucking amazing.
It does, yeah. I watched it this morning. I've actually got a lot of interest in this game. I'm going to register for it.
I mean, it is a very interesting concept of a PvE MOBA with having a still competitive component and just like you're one of 4 teams.
Yeah, which is really cool. Very unique.
From what they've been said on forums and whatnot, you will see the other teams, but you won't actually be actively fighting against them very often. There are moments when it can happen, but it's not a main component of it. It's more of a component of who can reach the end first and end this poor fucker's life first.
Yeah, I'm gonna sign up for. I'm gonna register for it. It looks cool. I like the trailers that I watched. I watched a little bit of the pre-alpha stuff earlier.
And I mean, there is a gameplay video out there because there is an Evercore Heroes YouTube if you want to go check it out.
Yeah. I thought it looked cool. So we're going to follow up on this and keep an eye on it. All right. Anything else you guys want to chat about, or do you want to get in a weekly wrap up?
I got nothing.
Yeah, we can move on.
All right. Weekly wrap up. All right. So first thing up, did anyone watch the Dead Space thing and have a comment on it? Or should I just run through the details?
Just run through it.
Okay. I just want to confirm because I feel like you, Zach, would have been the most likely one to watch it, but I wasn't sure if you did.
Now I understand why he blew past me on the Callisto Protocol thing because he said this, and I'm just like, what?
Yep. So yeah, it's just information on new Dead Space remade. They had like a whole trailer, like 20-minute presentation for it that came out and everything, but just new features like Isaac fully voiced, no loading screens. That's always a nice plus. Full zero-G sequences, story moments expanded, exploration improved, like locked doors and loot and side quests to encourage return to areas, and expanded weapon upgrade pass. So everything that I have seen though when it comes to Dead Space, this remake has been overwhelmingly positive from the community.
I was about to say, everything they've shown has just been great. It's things that more or less are taking features that were introduced in the later games and just bringing them back to Dead Space 1.
Yep. So overwhelmingly positive response so far on Dead Space. That's good to see. Next up, we did get a new trailer on Sonic Frontiers, focusing on like the combat and upgrades. Shut up. And still very pumped for this game. Can't wait to play it. It looks so much fun.
You sent that trailer, and I looked at it and went, that's cute.
He sent that trailer and was like, I don't know why he's sharing this.
I was like, man, this one's all you.
I know. Game of the year. I'm here for it. No, looks like a lot of fun. I'm very excited for this game. Honestly, at this point, like I've said before, and I'll say it again, there is nothing at this point that's going to make me dislike this game. Because, guys, keep in mind, I'm the one that likes Sonic 06, even though it's a fucking broken-ass game.
Man,
Still have no clue why they released that footage from that early build.
I know, man. They just ruined the whole marketing cycle.
I'm waiting for the cut to, like, Sonic comes out, and I just get a text from Alex that goes, oh, no, I don't like it.
It's like, well, I guess I'm going to play God of War a lot sooner than I thought. There's also going to be Monster Hunter DLC, which shout out to that, I guess.
Not much of a surprise.
Yeah, that's coming out in November. Giving some big I know it's Monster Hunter, of course, but just like the attire they gave for Sonic, just giving some big Sonic and the Black Knight vibes, which is kind of cool. That's such an interesting game on the Wii that just like once again sucked, but it was an interesting concept for a game. It was one of those 2 storybook games because it was Sonic and the Secret Rings and the Black Knight that are both like everything cinematic, like the story is all a storybook that's being flipped through, which is very fascinating. But when it came to the Black Knight, it was like Sonic getting like zapped back in time. So like you get to meet all these characters from like the Round Table and stuff, but they're all like of characters in the Sonic universe. Like, Percival is Blaze the Cat. Lancelot, I think, was Shadow or Knuckles. I don't remember. It was just an interesting concept for a game.
I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah.
Did you know it was a thing, John?
It's a very interesting
If you start
concept.
trying to like ask if I know anything about Sonic. What I know about Sonic is he's got a bunch of pictures up there.
Yeah, that's
He got a bunch of pictures and he goes fast.
gotta go fast. I can't wait for this game. It's gonna be fun. Also got some new Starfield details, which was pretty cool to see. I like the little tidbits of information we have continued to get over this entire game's
You
this
know what the
marketing
weird
cycle.
theories come out with Starfield since this stuff came out?
What?
People claim like, so we might be able to kill our parents in this?
Oh God,
That's a weird
that is
theory that's come out as people going, so we'll have the choice to kill our parents?
basically. So the big out of the little bit of details we got, the biggest one is the dialogue. So over 250k lines of dialogue in the game. In comparison, Skyrim had about 60k, Fallout 4 had about 111k. So this game is just, as Todd Howard has talked about before, it's just more and more ambitious than any other project they've done in terms of just from the game itself, but to the overhaul of the dialogue system and how detailed it is, which is really cool. That just adds that extra RPG element to it. But it is more like the classic Bethesda style, like dialogue system, like speech checks and stuff, as we've normally seen in previous games, which that's still fine. It works, it works. But just having just how expanded it's going to be and how much is in the game just kind of further tells you what this game is really going to be about. Ship runs on fuel, which you can mod to get further travel, which I guess just means you don't have to make stops along the way as you're going across the fucking universe.
I can only assume there's events related in the game if you
Yeah.
fuck up and run out of fuel.
Yes, that's what I think too. And then there was also a little tidbit of details of that traits also have negative effects, but they are removable through quests.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, I don't know. But either way, super pumped for Starfield. It's very pumped for that. Next up, so we did get a release date for Miles Morales on PC, November 18th. Shout out to that. We also got the God of War PS5 bundle that was announced, to no surprise. And I have started to see PS5 becoming more and more common in stock. So if you haven't got one yet, now's a great time to do one.
Grab a disc tray. It's gonna be a memorial.
That's true. Yeah, it's gonna be rest in peace here in about a year. Next up, so I remember us chatting about this a long time ago, like probably about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago. Just like it was a weekly wrap up news bit. But this Xbox Keystone device, the streaming device, seems to have been revealed on Phil Spencer's shelf. He likes to do this shit. Every time Phil Spencer's on a screen and he's at that shelf, everyone pauses and tries to dissect the shit out of it because he always puts some sort of tease for something on there.
Yeah.
And it appears he did it once again, where there was an unknown device up on the top shelf of it that was like almost like a little Series S. And I've seen other people within like the industry confirm that yes, that is that Keystone device that will be streaming only, which will be Xbox Series whatever. I don't know, V. I guess we'll see.
Best thing is if it was just a very, very positioned Connect.
Yeah, yeah. But so that is interesting. I'm curious what the price point's going to be. What do you guys think? Like probably $200, maybe even cheaper. I mean, Series S is $300. So what do you think the Keystone could be?
$150.
I was thinking 150.
That'd be a good price point.
I was
though,
like, if you're
willing to do just cloud.
I was
Yeah.
like, if you're gonna have it just streaming, it's like I don't
Odds
think you
are
can.
it'll probably be 200.
Nice, clean, even price.
Yeah, because it'll be 100 less than the regular.
Yep.
So 200 would probably be what it would be.
Yeah.
And they'll probably push it as, oh well, it's 200. So really it's only like 150 for the console because we give you a controller with it, which is $50.
Yeah,
So.
I don't. I hate that's a dumb argument.
But it's very likely what they would do.
It's
how they
dumb,
look at
but
it.
they keep using it. It keeps working on people.
Yeah.
But really, I mean, for kind of like the level of what you're going to be getting there, running basically just having a small little streaming device for playing the games, I don't really see how you can justify more than like 150 for that.
Yeah,
because
that's fair.
It's like when you get to like 200, you're damn near at the Series S.
Exactly. That's kind of my mindset too. It's like you might as well just go get the Series S, but I don't know. I mean, it's a cool concept, because that's Xbox's big push is to be available in so many different ways. Because we also got the news this week that like Game Pass or the cloud and stuff will be available. Was it on the MetaQuest 2 that was revealed? The MetaQuest Pro, whatever was revealed in that realm, that was revealed this week. And did you guys see the price on that?
No, I did not.
It's over $1,000 for the Pro.
Wow.
which I feel like is going to help paint a better picture for what this new PSVR 2 is going to be, because they still yet to reveal. I think the PSVR 2 is going to be like $600. I think it's going to be up there in price. It's going to be like the price of the console, if not more expensive than the console.
Damn.
That's what I think. But yeah, this new, because it is a pro. It is a pro system. It can do, has all. I think it was like $1,200 for this new MetaQuest Pro 2 or whatever. But anyway,
Nope.
there was yeah, exactly. No, you can still get like the Oculus and the regular Quest for however much that is. But anyway, yeah, like Game Pass is going to be on there now. And then we already know Game Pass is on Samsung TVs now. And then it's just like that's Xbox's biggest push about just being available everywhere. So having a streaming device strictly like this, I think it's cool. It's just gonna be what the price on it is, but. Anyway, also per Insider Gaming, which is created by Tom Henderson, PS5 Pro and new Xbox development kits are apparently in devs' hands right now, which, we knew that was going to come eventually. So I'd probably give it I don't know, what do you guys think? Maybe a year and a half before we may get the reveal for like the mid-gen refresh. That's kind of my guess. Maybe a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Man, it's going to be a weird thought that the mid-gen refresh is going to be there. And it still might be hard to get some of the consoles.
Yeah, so you get the originals. Yeah. Well, Xbox is doing better. I've actually seen Series X's a lot in stores.
Xbox has come back a lot quicker than Sony. So
yeah, Sony's struggling. But with this new model of PlayStation, maybe they'll figure it out. All right, we did get some Pokemon news this week. So we did get a couple new trailers, which there was so much heat online from that first trailer that was dropped because once again people didn't get what they wanted and stuff, and I saw that there was an announcement for a trailer coming out at that time and stuff scheduled as per normal, and I'm like, that trailer ain't gonna be shit. Everyone's getting pumped for nothing.
It's fucking pointless.
Everyone's getting pumped for nothing.
It
I was
wasn't.
about to say, how did you feel about Pokemon's reveal tactic this time around with the whole character voice and all that fun stuff?
It was interesting. I'll give it that. I mean, I didn't hate it because my expectations were on the ground low.
Yeah.
Because I before it was ever released, when the announcement was made, I saw the tweet from Pokemon where it's like, oh, we're revealing the new gym leader. I'm like, oh, then it's gonna be just like a bullshit trailer. It's gonna have nothing important in it.
What's the thing? It's like when they just tweet out, hey, we've got a trailer appearing. It's like, it's not going to be shit.
Yeah.
It's like if they make the announcement where they're like, hey, we're going to have a 15-minute Nintendo showcase.
Yeah, that's different.
It's like, that's when you're getting your news. When a tweet comes out that's like, hey, with trailer going to be 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow.
Yep.
It's like, I mean, it's like, I'm not going to make sure I watch it then. I'll watch it a couple hours later, or I'll watch it when I get around to it, because at that point,
I didn't even watch it.
It was basically just a gym leader walking around and introducing her personality and what she does for fun.
Yeah,
and it's like I don't need
she's a streamer.
It's like, I don't need 3 minutes of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me your name. Tell me what type you are.
Reveal your partner, which she didn't even do till the next day.
Till the second part,
in the next trailer, which was what was his name?
Bellytoad.
Belly Bolt.
Belly Bolt.
I love him. He's adorable. I love him.
It's something.
I saw it, and the first thing I thought of is that I feel like for this design, they totally took from the original idea of Politoed. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the original sprite for Politoed in the version 1 of Gold and Silver. He looks kind of similar to Belly Bolt, so I'm like, I feel like they took his design here, and I'm here for it. I like Belly Bolt. He's cute. But yeah, I did see someone make jokes that what's her name? Aino?
Yeah, I know.
I saw people make jokes like, "Oh man, I bet Aino and Rahan's audience just go at it against each other," because Rahan's also a social media influencer from the Gallery region. So I thought that was funny. But anyway, I did get those couple trailers, but we also got some Pokemon giveaways here soon, which one of them starts tomorrow on the 16th. I actually need to hit this up as well personally. Genesect and Volcanion available in US and Canada at GameStop from the 16th to the 29th, and Mars Shadow will be available from the 30th to the 12th at GameStop as well. So if you need those mythicals, make sure to go grab them. I need to do it myself. At one point in time, I had 4 Genesects, and I have no idea where they went. I got them during Black and White era, and I have no idea what happened to them.
The fact that they still do this stuff in store is wild to me.
Now, that's true. That's so true. Every once in a while, they just do mystery gifts, but for the mythicals, it's always in store at GameStop.
it's like they understand that they can send a code out and
Yep.
every single person will get it. Even if they don't look for it, it's like if somebody's still playing that game, at least once a week they're gonna load up and go, I wonder if there's a mystery GIF available.
Yep.
Whereas it's like doing it in store, I don't know, it's a weird like kind of dated thing that they're still trying to push.
Well, I'm gonna go into a GameStop next Friday to get Gotham, so I'll see if I'll get my Genesecta Volcanion then. I guess I'll bring my Switch that day to work whenever I swing by and just see if I can grab it real quick. But it is weird that they still do that. I fear that would have died like 2 generations ago.
You'd think, but oh well.
Yeah, it's what it is, right? Okay, next up, Clefable, now available in Pokemon Unite. So if you haven't played Unite in a while, go hop on there and play some Clefable. I know we're not going to do it, but last time I played Pokemon Unite, it was an experience. I'll put it that way.
Last time I played it was on my phone.
That is true. You did do that, which ran better than the Switch version, arguably, which I think is accurate.
It is wild. That it read so much better on my phone.
That's pretty funny.
It makes me want to play it on my phone. I do have it on my phone, but I've never gotten to play. Also, with the news of Stadia getting canned, I have seen a lot of news and confirmations this past week that multiple devs are planning to salvage Stadia games for players. Ubisoft, Bungie, and CD Projekt Red being some of the notables that are trying to save players' save files to have them transferred to console or PC, depending on where the player wants the file to go to, which is great to see. Because I know there was like one, I don't remember if it was one of you guys told me about it or I read about like the one like Red Dead player.
The Red
Red Dead
Dead player who
fucker.
has 6,000 hours.
That poor fuck.
Yeah, so situations like that, there are people trying to help them out and save their files. So that's good to see. Speaking of Cyberpunk, though, with CD Projekt Red, the sequel is in full go. The core team is moving to Boston as of right now to begin work on the sequel. So shout out to that. Next up, Evil West has officially gone gold. This is a game that I've had my eye on. It looks really cool.
It looks really good.
Yeah, it comes out the 22nd of November. So I'm going to keep an eye out for this one. I may pick that, as I will be on, I should hopefully be on vacation that day. So I will grab it and try to play
Which
it.
one is this?
It's like the Western
Yeah,
cowboy
they
game.
really
against,
haven't shown a whole lot of gameplay for it.
Are you fighting like zombies, I think it is?
It's like supernatural creatures.
Yeah, like supernatural creatures. That's what
Got
it
it.
was. Yeah. All right, now you remember.
They
Yeah.
really haven't shown a whole lot of gameplay for it.
I just needed a refresher on some of these because some of
Right.
these I've got the name back there. I just can't associate it to what the game is.
Right. I feel that. All right, next up, Take-Two. Next investor call is on November 11th. So, possible GTA reveal before then, mostly because of the leaks. So, I don't think so personally, but because of the leaks, I could see Take-Two getting some sort of quick reveal together, to throw
they may
throw
just
out
throw out
there.
a title card.
Yeah, just something quick, so that way when they get into the investor call, all the investors can, get the answers to questions that they're going to obviously have. So it's just something to keep an eye on that we could get an official, reveal for GTA 6 here in the near future. And also, there was Take-Two. CEO supports the Activision Blizzard purchase. So that's a pretty big name out there supporting that purchase. And I also, with that whole thing, it's been wild following it this week on Xbox's side because Xbox is full-blown clapping back. Like, full-blown clapping back to the point, like, their version of clapback is so fascinating because Xbox is fully shitting on themselves with this whole mindset of them doing it. It's just like, because, like, Sony's calling this such a disaster to gaming and stuff and that, and Xbox is pointing out two things. It's like, hey, look, Sony's released like 255 exclusives in like the last year. You know how many re-released? Like 55. like Xbox is shitting on themselves. Like that is their approach. And then they're also pointing out, hey, we like to support the fact that we want to further support Call of Duty on Sony and these titles on Sony. Hey, we wanted like a nice, fun environment for all gamers. We're the ones that were trying to get Game Pass on Sony, and you told us to fuck off.
I did see the article of Xbox claiming that Sony said no to Game Pass.
So Xbox is like, they are like full blown, like they've been kind of chill about it, where it's just like, no, we're going to continue to, support it where we want. It doesn't make business. And then Sony just keeps like prodding and Xbox. Like, you know what? All right. Here's the facts, bitch. It's like, I mean, like we don't have shit coming out. Okay. You're going to sit there and complain to us. It's like, we even tried to get our shit on your console with Game Pass. Like it's been a very fascinating approach in the courtroom right now. I've been having a good time following it this week.
I mean, at this point, I can only assume the purchase will go through eventually. unless Europe is just really against it.
I mean,
Because that's the main thing that's holding it up right now. From last I've
yeah,
read.
it's just this weird drag out where it's like everyone expects it to go through. It's like just people want to get their 2 cents in before they go, yeah, we'll let it happen.
At this point, by the time it goes through, Microsoft will have made back the money to repurchase it 2 more times.
Yeah, exactly, man. Oh, dude, I'm telling you, this whole thing with Sony and Microsoft with this is it's been wild to follow. I've enjoyed it. It's so sad and pathetic on Sony's side, but just take the L and move on. But like I said, I did love quite a bit Xbox's approach to it, where they're throwing out statistics of how many games they released versus Sony, and it's such a drastically different number. So I thought that was really funny. I don't think I have anything else. Let me hop over here on Twitter, see if there's anything going on that we need to shout out. I don't think so. Oh, there was that stuff with PlayStation Stars that came out, like some more details on it, but I don't remember what it was exactly.
See, I threw up an article the other week
I
about
don't like that.
someone saying through PlayStation Stars how many games and things you'd have to purchase to be actually make back enough credit to purchase a game.
Oh yeah,
Which was a ridiculous
that's what it
amount.
was. Yeah,
I can't remember how much it was now because it's been like a week, but it was like an insane amount.
Yeah, like you would have had to spend like what $6,000 or something like that in games just to be able to get like one free game or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, something absolutely wild. Steam decks are starting to come more in stock. I thought about that. So
Yeah, players discovers that it'll cost up to $1,750 to claim a single free game.
true.
That's equivalent to 25 new PS5 games.
Yeah, that's just I don't know that PlayStation Stars thing. They're trying to do such a massive push on it, but it's like the approach that they have just doesn't seem that top tier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of the weird backwards thinking of like, oh, Microsoft has had this for a while. We need to have something like it, and then implementing it and having no idea what the purpose of it is for. Because at least on the Microsoft side of it, you get your points from just doing things normally.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have to do anything specific. It's like even if you just play like various games on Game Pass, you're still. It's like, yeah, they have game specific ones on there, but it's mostly just being on there, going through their normal system.
Oh, legitimately, just by playing a Game Pass game, you don't even have to play it. You just have to click on it and let it load up. You get like 3 or 5 points.
Yeah, and then it's like every month or every week there's the same recurring weekly one, play 3 Game Pass games, which is just launch a Game Pass game,
Which gives you like 15, and then like if you unlock 4 achievements, you get 25.
Yeah,
Like right now, you can get 75 points by literally just playing 3 random ass games, which is probably just loading to the title screen. And it'll probably click over for you.
yeah, but it's like you can use those points on the Microsoft side of it to get
Anything.
in the Microsoft store, pretty much.
Yeah, because literally you can use those points to buy gift cards,
Yeah,
which those gift cards go up to $100.
yeah, it's like you can. It's like, yeah, it's like, yes, the points are going to astronomically increase for the better prices,
Yeah.
or for the better things, but you can get anything in the store. Whereas currently Sony's like, we got to come up with stuff for them to actually get.
Yeah.
And they don't, because they don't have really an infrastructure in for being able to use the points to get anything. They don't know how to price them, so they've just thrown numbers at it, and they're like, they'll get there eventually.
Pretty much. Which for Xbox, if you really want to try, you can do it, and you can just cheese that. But
Yeah, I mean, it's just more trouble than it's worth
yeah,
at that point. But you can't do it.
I mean, it's like me when I forgot it was a thing until I finally looked at it and realized, oh shit, I have $100 worth of points.
Yeah.
Not seeing anything interesting. The only kind of funny thing I saw is that camels are coming to Minecraft and you can ride them. So that's cool, I guess. Other than that, I didn't really see anything else. The only other thing that I did notice, and it just goes back to our earlier in the show conversation where it's like, you know, the no performance mode to Gotham. It's just like I saw that some, you know, when they, it's like the 7th million post about that, right? Where it's just like, oh, you know, Gotham Knights is locked at like 4K at 30 FPS. It's like, Why don't they just offer the 1080p at 60? That will get everyone to shut up. I don't know. It's just stupid.
Because the Riddler stole your frames.
Yeah.
Because then if they offered a 1080 with 60, people would complain because they don't have 4K
I
30.
know, yeah. There's no winning. There's no winning with it. It's going to be a fun game, guys. We'll have fun. We'll have fun.
I expect a Riddler mission to unlock 60 frames.
The Riddler mission. There you go.
That's such a great opportunity.
It is,
It would
yeah.
be so fucking dumb.
It is. It is. All right.
The best part about that would be is it doesn't matter if you start a new game. Or if you start the new game, it's back at 30 until you complete the mission.
Yes.
It doesn't unlock it for the game. It only unlocks it for the save.
Yeah, for
That would be
single save,
amazing.
yeah.
That'd be atrocious, but amazing at the same time.
That would be like one of those like sweet ass like Easter eggs for a game, you know, that we've had in history, kind of like the one from one of the Metal Gears where you had to play with like the second player controller or whatever.
Yeah, the first Metal Gear.
Just something stupid like that. That would be awesome. I'd be here for that. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, the Psychomancer fight.
Yeah.
He reads all your moves until you
Yep.
take your controller and take it from
slot too.
whatever slot it's in to the other one, and then it's suddenly like, I can't read it.
I don't know what you're doing.
Because like the whole thing, it even has a feature where it reads off your save files you have on your memory cards.
Yeah. that's great.
Fucking Kojima.
Bro, fucking Kojima. Just no shit. All right, well, we've hit everything on our script. Boys, got anything else?
Not this time.
No.
Okay. I'm gonna hit the music then. We can work our way out of here. Going around the room. Zach, start with you.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. It does help. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can hit that subscribe button to help us build that community. And you can definitely go to the Gamesthetic YouTube and hit subscribe there. So that's just not piling up tons of videos with 1 or 2 views. Thank you very much. Bye.
If you made it all the way to the end, thank you very much. Do everything he said. And yeah, come see us next week. We stream every Saturday about 6 p.m. Central Time.
And when it comes to that other YouTube, keep an eye on it. Go subscribe to it. It's down below. I got something cooking with that YouTube here very soon. Very soon.
I was very concerned when I was doing editing those 2 weeks, and there was just unlisted videos.
My bad. I have fallen very behind on those other channels.
I was sitting there and he goes, I don't know what's going on with this.
Like, I just found an unlisted video. I went, well, I mean, I'm here.
Yeah.
I might as well just throw it off.
Like, dude, ATFS, I am like 4 weeks behind right now.
I saw.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch it up, okay? Because I swear, I promise you, we've got something coming soon with the other channels. It's gonna actually be pretty cool. We could technically start it whenever we want, but I think I was gonna wait until we get to the, you know, I think I was gonna wait till we got out there.
Guantanamo?
Yeah. Yes, Guantanamo. Yeah, exactly. Yes. So I think I was gonna wait till we get out there, and you know, just be like, like the big, like, new thing, and it's gonna be super cool. Can't wait. But yeah, do everything they said and more. Sign up for the website down below, SparkE3.com. You can sign up for free or sign up $5 a month. We appreciate that. Join the Discord. Check out all of our sponsors. Follow us on Twitter. All that stuff. Be a friend. Tell a friend, of course. Until next time, guys. We'll see you next week. We'll chat about Gotham Knights and have a great time there and talk about how our frames apparently suck. We'll see.